Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I am coming at you with League of Legends, and this time we are jungling Malphite. And in terms of a pub game, I was quite surprised to see Malphite not banned, especially considering this was draft and I was the third pick on my team. So nobody picked him and nobody banned him, which in terms of normal games, pub games as they're usually called, was quite surprising. So I have my nephew Kilii on Vayne, and then we have Gunda supporting him on Soraka. I am, of course, jungling Malphite. This is one of the few games I've played recently with my friend Random. As you know, the Alistair game was the last time I was able to support him. This was in that series that we played, where he's playing Ahri mid, and we have our pug, as we call him, pickup, random player up top playing Yorick. Now, in terms of the game, this is a spoiler alert, Yorick is going to suffer against Cho'Gath top. As you see, I am up against a Nunu jungle, and then we have Lux mid, Caitlyn, and Nami bot with Cho'Gath top. Now, the bully jungle Nunu game that I brought you, I played just before this game. It was the game I played just prior to this one. So I knew that Nunu would probably try to counter jungle me right from the start, that he'd want to go for red. Because, that's what I do. So we set up and we wait for him, and no, we don't kill him. As you see, he's going to get away, but we do drive him back. I knew he would try it. I knew he would look to see if we were guarding. We're here. I know Nunu, when you play him, expect him to counter jungle you, especially with his consume being so powerful early on. I mean, a consume and a smite right at the start of the game can virtually kill a mob. It's that simple. So I knew to get my red as quickly as possible and then bolt straight to my blue. And you're going to see that it pays off here. Not that it, nowadays, because of the spawn pattern they have, it's actually the new pattern that's coming out. You go from blue to red or red to blue, get your level 3, and then try to gank. So that's really what I'm looking for. You see Nunu is starting red as well. Why? Because he's going to underestimate how fast I can clear out this red with the help I'm getting. And I asked them, help me take this thing low because I need to get to my blue right away. And as you can see, they do. I kill it quickly, and then I'm off to my red. And if you look up at the mini map, where's Nunu going? For my blue. He wants to try and get to my blue before I can. But with the help that I had, I'm able to head him off. And I know he's there, so I'm just going to drive him back out of my jungle. This is kind of like playing a Shaco. I know, I kind of get the idea that there's a ward there, so I'm trying to pull the blue back to where he can't see it. Yes, there's a ward there. Yes, he knows that I'm doing it, but he can't see how low health it is. Now, I have a feeling he's hanging around, and I should have called for help, but I didn't. And this is going to play out fortunate, as I smite it early, but I still managed to pick it off. And now I'm just trying to keep Nunu slow, and I'm like wanting help at this point, but none comes. So I just go back to clear out with small minions. So I got lucky there. I truly did. Nunu could have smited it, he didn't. He could have consumed it, he didn't. I got lucky there, but I was still playing to the fact that I knew Nunu would want to live in my jungle. And you can see that the gank in mid doesn't go well. Why is that? Because Nunu wasted so much time trying to play around with me that he's only level 2. And you can see here that Ahri, Random, is looking to try and get blue, but I don't, it's not going to happen. Still at level 4, she's going to do quite a bit of damage to him. She's actually going to steal the small minion, and then he's going to run off this way. I'm trying to come down to help, and then Nunu has to flash over the wall as well. So right now, Nunu's in serious trouble in terms of jungle. Not that he can't catch up quickly with such a powerful consume, but, you know, he wasted time in my jungle. Look, 2 small wraiths are gone for whatever reason. I think Nunu took them, but he didn't take the big one. So he wastes time in my jungle, you know, around the red. He wasted all that time around blue. And then he was forced to burn his flash and return to base after that. So he's hurting right now in terms of experience in jungle clear time. You know, if your counter jungling doesn't work right off the bat, if you're against a jungler that knows how to work against you because of the champion you picked, it may be best to fall back on some kind of other plan. Maybe just go to normal jungling and then try and counter jungle a little bit later on. Try and counter jungle at times that the other person's not expecting you. You know, things of that nature. And you can see Random, even though he's low health, low mana right now, he's got a 2-level lead on Lux. So right now, I'm really looking at Random as kind of being the anchor for the team, and that's really how it's going to play out. So right now, I am suffice just to continue jungling. Malphite has decent ganks early on, but they're not particularly strong. Malphite's best ganks, of course, come at level 6 when he can use his ulti. And I believe in this game, yes, I do blow at least 1, maybe 2 ultis. But in this game, I think I'm also going, you know, the full tank again. You know, I end up not being concerned about Lux. I'm only worried about, like, Cho'Gath and Caitlyn in this game. Because I've already got the sense that Lux is just going to be dominated. Random is already, you know, taking out that lane. He's already got the kill. He's already a couple levels up. So I don't see Lux making too much of a comeback. You see, there you go, goes down again. So I go back and I pick up the Spirit Stone and boots. So now I've got some mobility on me. Oh, and of course, I honestly forget because I haven't played Malphite in a while, even though I have a page set up for Malphite. I think I go Magic Penetration reds, Armor yellows, Magic Resist Scaling blues, and Armor quints. And of course, my masteries are 9, 21, 0, you know, taking in heavy armor. So, Random actually wants me to keep Lux out of the way so that she can't get in on him. And that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm telling Random, you know, just please, just go back. So this, you know, it benefits Random because I'm chunking the hell out of Lux. And we're pushing the wave forward and Random's getting farmed, but in the end, it's actually going to work against me to some degree because now, look, I've used up so much mana, which, to be fair, is my fault because I kept using abilities when I probably just could have kept running at her. So I'm, you know, not doing well. And yes, Nunu is in my jungle now, and he's going to, I believe, steal the red on me. But at this point, it doesn't matter too much. You know, it really doesn't bother me. I kind of figured I would end up losing 1 or 2 mobs to him. But in this time, I play a bit of a different game. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that ward was there early on. But when it comes to the red buff, I'm not too big on caring about losing it as Malphite. You know, as long as I get the blue buff, as long as I make level 6. Now, what I did, I left the 2 little lizard minions up. Why? Well, even though I didn't know the ward was there, my plan was to screw up Nunu in terms of his jungle pattern. By leaving the 2 small minions up, it delays the spawn time of the big lizard, the red buff. So Nunu can't time it. He can go from 5 minutes from when he killed it, but if he comes around and checks again, the whole point of it is just for it to not be there. And there you go. Random is now just got complete control in the middle lane. So I'm hoping to keep it delayed, although I don't think it completely worked because there is a ward there. Again, though, it didn't truly bother me all that much. The other team got a kill. I wasn't paying attention. That was probably... Oh, yeah. I would say that was... Oh, I have to look here. I don't have to bring... Yeah, it was Yorick. Yorick, again, like I said, was struggling top lane. Again, looking to try and take the blue. I walk across a ward there, but it doesn't truly matter all that much. We know Nunu wants to do the blue, and so this turns into a dance around there. And Nunu forced to burn his flash, and he has almost no health. So Nunu's out of this. He cannot help. So their smite is gone, and their consume is gone. Although Nunu's going to try and come back, and I see that. And he tries to use his ulti, doesn't work, and I end up pulling up the kill on him. We're trying to get our bot lane to come in, and then finally they do respond, and Nami gets badly hurt. Lux has got to be taken out, and I made a mistake here. On impulse habit, I smited blue, and I didn't have to. We had it. Locked down. I already had a blue buff, I believe, so I ended up taking it from random. That was a complete mistake on my part. I didn't mean to smite it. It's just I saw it low health, and it was a reaction to, that I had. So there you go. Yeah, but if we look down here at the red buff, yeah, the ward is gone, and I believe my 2 minions are still up. So what I did actually did end up working out, and I actually got my red buff back off Nunu when I killed him. And yeah, see, here we go. The 2 lizards are still up, so Nunu can no longer track when my red buff will spawn, because his ward expired before I killed the little lizards, which means that the spawn timer starts from that point. So I'm taking that away from Nunu. I'm taking away his ability to time when my jungle comes up. And unfortunately, Gundan's up going down, and Nunu's trying to come in to help, but I'm also interfering, and I just go straight for Nami and Caitlyn because they're low health. And even though I end up getting... There we go. I completely lost what I was saying. But I just went straight for them. They were low health, so I just completely blew past Nunu, who I believe... Kili could have gotten away from just because he has tumble, and I went straight for Nami and Caitlyn. They were grouped together, so they were easy target, and they were low health. So just blasting into them immediately shocked them down, and Kili took the Q, turned around, popped his ulti, and we ended up picking up the 2 kills. So bot lane we can consider, pretty much won. The only lane that's suffering right now is top. So I'm going to be honest. Some people may consider this dickish by junglers, but I'm at this point deciding to ignore top lane. I know Cho is probably farmed, he's probably fed, and that even if I were to gank him, most likely we wouldn't be able to kill him. So any gank up there would probably be a fail, and there's a chance that he'd just turn around and get a kill anyways. So I'm giving top lane up as a lost cause. Even though he came very, very close to getting the kill. I'll give him props for that. I, of course, didn't know that. I didn't see. I wasn't watching. So, yeah, maybe I could have gone up there and done something and it would have been different, but because he's already down 2 and he's been pushed to his tower a lot, I gave top lane up as a lost cause. I'm looking at Lux, who has so little health right now. I'm looking at bot lane, who is doing really well, and there's a charm, and the combo and just finishes it out. Real easy kill on Lux. I'm going to keep pressuring Lux, because again, like I said, I'm looking at random at being the anchor of the team. Man, whenever I see that, I always panic, because your lane's in trouble. And I think might be where I blow an ulti on bot lane. It was a decent play by Caitlyn. Very simple, and I just walked into it. Although I just used my ulti. So, no, this isn't it. But I am standing here in case bot lane decides to try and dive. They didn't see me come in through the... oh, they did see me come in, but I don't know if they know I'm still standing there or not. So, at this point, I just decided to, drive them out. Just keep them pushed back so Kilii can farm. Get health back up, and you see they're back in the fight. So, not a big worry there. Nunu is there, but like I said, I'm not looking to push back dive or anything. I was just looking to make sure, they didn't try and dive the tower, get a kill, Nunu come down. So, excuse me, I need a drink. So, I've already picked up the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which was so much better when it had armor. It was a Malphite must. I also have my Moby boots. When I jungle, I almost always take Moby boots. I don't know too many junglers that don't. Now, I didn't know there was a ward here. Lux is going to back off, so yeah, I'm going to know there's a ward. So I'm going to look to try and go around, but there's also a ward on the other side, so Lux is covering her bases. In comes Nunu, and I immediately respond and counter gang. And Nunu's forced to flash, and I'm just like, you know what, no, screw this, I'm going for it. I missed the plunge, and, oh, just barely. And Nunu does a smart thing there in consuming. And so I continue to drive him out as Random actually picked up the kill on Lux again, further putting her behind. And I'm like, ooh, blue buff. And this time I'm trying to do it right. I'm trying to make sure that Random gets the blue buff. Or did I? No, I smote it again. Oh, that's because Random picked up the blue buff from somewhere else. Oh, he picked up blue buff already from over here. So I took blue buff. I thought I was trying to give it to him. That's what a responsible jungler does, yeah. So in ticking red buff, as you can see, bot lane is this point I need to start paying attention to bot lane. Because Cho's pushing tower 2. Which is really bad. So it's getting to the point where I don't want to deal with top lane. Because I have given up for Lost Cause, but I have to deal with top lane. Because if I don't, he's going to just push too far. I'm pretty sure he knows that I've given up, but you see at this point I'm just looking and going, I've got to help. I've really got to help Yorick. And so we're just going to start beating away on Cho'Gath, and Yorick backs off being low health, but he shouldn't have. He should have just kept fighting, even with the consume. And I missed the slam there, but I ulti Cho'Gath to get, not only to stop him, but to get past his pop-up there, his little ground pop-up. And I pick up the kill on Cho, getting a shutdown as well, which is really nice. And I'm actually doing really well. I'm 3-0-2 with 75 CS versus Nunu, who's 56 CS and 0-2 right now. Random is just devastating at 7-0 with 119 versus 65. It's just complete domination at that point. Although, the same can be said 3-1 versus 0-3. And yeah, a double kill bot lane. It's like, fuck. Caitlyn is winning the lane at 1-2 to 3-1, 114 to 92. So yeah, bot lane is something I'm having to pay attention to now. And I get the slow. I don't have my ulti, but I'm pretty sure can beat Caitlyn. She tries to get away, and she ends up using her flash. I get bubbled, but I have Moby boots, which is all I'm concerned about, that I can get close enough with Moby boots. Random is spacing out his ulti dashes. We're trying desperately to get there, and it's just fucking, it's not working, and yeah, Nunu gets the shutdown on Ahri, but I managed to take out Nami, and then I'm trying to get a kill, but it's not working. And this time I just bait him back into a full health returning Vayne and double kill. Tumble. Caitlyn's just not getting away. She turns to try and fight me, but I've got too much armor, and I end up auto-attacking away the kill. And yeah, I baited them right back, straight back into Vayne and Soraka returning, so there was very little they could do. Now, right now, I'm actually pissed off at Yorick. I understand he's been struggling, but he's pushing mid while Cho'Gath is free pushing bots. So, yeah, I kind of got angry at that. As much as it'd be great to take the mid tower, we really need to protect our top lane tower because it's a tier 2. So I decided to pick up Home Guard to get my ass out there, and unfortunately we end up losing it. You know, I don't want to back off Cho'Gath at this point. He's lower health, and yeah, he just combos out Ahri, but he used a lot to get it. And I don't do much damage to Cho'Gath, but he can't fight me. He doesn't have full health. He blew his ultimate, and mine's coming up soon, and plus I have Yorick back up now. Yorick's finally come back to the lane. Between the two of us, we'll be able to kill him. He's just not going to be able to stop us. I'm waiting for my ulti to come up. Bam! There we go. Kill him again. So, to me, not worth it. Random died again. Cho got the second tier tower in top lane. Yorick did not get the second tier tower in mid lane. So, all in all, that was a loss for us. But, again, here's the way I'm looking at it. We take a look at Cho'Gath, okay? He's building more AP tank than anything else. Not even quite bruiser, it's more full tank. So, he's not that much of a threat, except for his CC and his ultimate, his bite. Where Malphite, me going tank, is a lot more, I have a lot more utility with the slow and the ground slam, and I'm able to slow other people's attacks. I mean, Malphite truly is an AD counter. You know, obviously he's built that way, where, you know, you build armor, you get stronger off that armor, and all that. So, there's that. And again, I'm not overly worried about Lux. I usually like to survive certain AP bursts through pure health, and Lux is one of those people. You know, Lux has a good combo. This is where I think I blow my ulti. Yep. I couldn't be disabled, but it was a nice move on Caitlyn's part to use that to get away, but they use so much to disengage that I'm just going to consider it successful enough. We still defended our tower. Yes, I did blow my ulti, but a level 2 Malphite ulti, even without CDR, has a really short cooldown. So I'm not overly concerned about it. You know, they had to use Nami ulti to get out, and there's Nunu just getting chunked, and I want to get in on him, but, you know, Cho'Gath's there to make the save. But, again, we've knocked Cho'Gath down to where he's tiny Cho'Gath, and, you know, just going in on him. A beautiful chunk there just between Ahri, who did most of the damage, my friend Random there, and, you know, the little bit damage I did to him. So like I said, I'm not building damage. Ahri's get a lot of damage. Vayne, you know, once she gets farmed up enough, that's a massive amount of damage, and she's a perfect counter to Cho'Gath. So this is one of those times I'm really looking to go straight, full-on, bull force tank. You know, I don't care about how much damage I have. I'm a lot more concerned about the amount of damage I can absorb and the utility that I have. And Caitlyn now knows that we're coming. She's trying to run. She's looking for an execution. Again, I'm running Moby Boots, so that's not going to happen. And I do miss my ulti, but I get the slow on her. Now, this was just wasteful of me, to be honest. There was no need for me to flash. I don't know why I did. I think At the time, I was worried that she was going to get executed, but it would have never happened. So that was really stupid of me. I wasn't trying to steal the kill. I swear to you, I wasn't trying to steal the kill. I was truly worried she's going to get executed, even though there was no possible way for her to do so. So Lux is trying to run, and she's just going to run into two more of us, and she's just going to get obliterated. And no, you are not seeing things there. Lux has been so beat up that she's only worth 44 gold right now. Nami wants to try and steal Dragon with her ulti, and unless Nami's building AP, that's just not going to happen. Yeah, she launched it way too late to begin with. So, free Dragon for us, not a big deal. So, I've picked up piece parts, components of stuff. You know, I have the Spirit of the Ancient Golem. I have the... I always forget what this thing's called. The Glacial Shroud, Giant's Belt, and Chainmail. Of course, I'm going for what I consider one of the best armor items in the game, and that's the Sunfire Cape. I'm not sure what I turn the Glacial Shroud into. I think I go for the Iceborne Gauntlet, although I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, Vayne gets taken out, and I could try and go and protect bot lane, but I have no mana. I have nothing that can do, so I am just going to give that up. Yes, Vayne is struggling a bit. She's down in CS, although she's nearly equal in score now. So it's not bad, especially considering that Vayne, my nephew knew he was basically counterpicking himself. Vayne, as far as I know, does struggle against Caitlyn because of the range that Caitlyn has over Vayne. You know, Vayne has a lot more mobility, and to me, she's a lot more useful in the late game. So I know that they're headed to the bot tower, so I am on Cho'Gath's ass, and I want to make sure that he can't get to Ahri, so I immediately just use my ulti and take him out of the fight. We do lose the tower, but again, I'm just trying to keep Cho'Gath out so that my team can do things. And I'm taking a pounding, but see, that's the whole point. I'm taking a pounding. And we end up losing 2, but we're still strong. We still got Ahri going. And rather than do anything else, yeah, Lux was focusing on me, not focusing on Ahri. So Random picks up more kills, and now at this point, there's the charm. Just look at the damage that he's able to do now. And a quick flash with an ulti 2, ulti 3 away, and finishes off the other 2. So see, that's why I wanted to pressure mid, although I didn't pressure it nearly as much as I wanted. I honestly didn't have to. What I should have been doing, now that I'm looking back in this game, is pressuring bottom more. Because bottom, with a little bit more pressure from me, could have done a lot more. You know, they could have been a lot further ahead at this point rather than trying to struggle and come from behind. So that is, my fault right there. Giving up top, that was fine. I should have been ganking bot a lot more, so I don't know. I'm not the greatest player. I'm not even a really good player, and I never really will be, but sometimes I have good games like this one. I'm riding pretty high now at 6-0-7 with 109 CS versus 2-4-1 Nunu with 89. Cho'Gath is just way ahead at 204 at 5-3. But Ahri has the damage, where Cho'Gath again is AP tank. So the biggest threat on the enemy team that I see right now, of course, is Caitlyn. The big problem I see behind Caitlyn right now, she hasn't built much attack speed, and since Caitlyn's attack speed has been nerfed, that's really tough for her. I mean, I used to play Caitlyn quite a bit just for fun and bots and stuff, and even I noticed the attack speed difference. With Caitlyn, you really do have to build some attack speed on her. Missed the charm on Nami, which is fortunate. So we're just going to give some chase on her. I don't know how far we're willing to commit this. Oh, yeah, got the blind charm, so she didn't make it. I forgot about that. Random predicting her moves, got the blind charm, and she didn't make it to the trap they were setting. If they were real smart, they might have actually tried to set the trap here. I tried to go around the Caitlyn trap, but I ended up stepping in it, which didn't help. And, I give the purple team credit. They've got wards, but it's not helping. Man, this always bugs me. And it's not just I'm coming in, trying to get the ulti, but, yeah, the knockback just doesn't help. When it comes to the... when it comes to warding, I actually get mad at myself on this, not just my team, because I know that we should be warding more, but we don't. We're relying on our support to ward. And, that was a terrible ulti. I was going for multiples. It didn't work. And, yeah, Ahri's in trouble. And we end up losing 2, and this is not looking in our favor, as they're focused on Soraka, which they should have turned on me much sooner. So big mistake there. Didn't peel for Ahri. Cho'Gath did the smart thing and went straight for our strongest champion, and I didn't peel for that. I didn't go in to try and help. So they're going to try and push the tower, but I'm full health and I'm fed as Malphite, so I can take a massive amount of damage. So I'm looking just to get in there and do what I can. And yeah, unfortunately Soraka goes down, but they're all low health and they're not doing all that much damage to me. I've got too much armor for Caitlyn to be a major threat to me right now. She doesn't have any armor penetration, and Cho'Gath's low health, and Caitlyn ended up really low health, so we end up, protecting the tower. And yeah, poor Yorick. He gets caught out, and now we're trying to get there to protect him. Even though I'm low health, I'm trying to get in there to help. And there we go. To me, this was a whole thing of too long, too greedy. And yeah, popping my ulti. There goes Nunu. And yeah, there goes Lux, who reset her bounty, I guess, by getting a kill. So I got 300 for her. I want to give the red to Kili'i. There we go. Oh, actually, I ended up getting it with Sunfire Cape. I didn't mean to. And actually, the Blind Charm earlier, I forgot. I also got the kill through Sunfire Cape. It's kind of funny. This is more of a casual talk than anything else, but what can you do? I'm not feeling too much like analyzing and breaking down. Did I DC here? Or am I waiting for something to tick out? Or... I don't know. No, if I DC'd, then Kili'i would be off as well. So I'm waiting. I think I'm trying to figure out what to buy at this point. So I'm clocking in at just over 3,000 health. I've got 300 armor. And, when you hit your W with that, that increases your armor. At least I think it's supposed to increase your armor. So, I don't know why I didn't give up my red buff there to Kitty either. That just wasn't very smart of me. I have no idea what I'm looking for, what I'm looking at. I think we're going to start collapsing top because, that's where they are. And Yorick, again, is in trouble. But it's fine. Yorick's been able to farm a lot, and we've been able to hold them off. So, yeah, I'm not playing games in at this point. I'm going in to help against Cho'Gath, who's trying to get a kill and realizing it's not going to happen, not with me there at this point. He does knock us up and slow us, but it's not going to help. There's, triple kill. And at this point, it makes perfect sense to take Baron. We just pulled off killing 4 of their team. And, I'm full health. Random's full health. Kili'i went bottom to stop Caitlyn push, but Caitlyn ended up going back. So this is going to be an awfully slow Baron without our ADC. But Yorick comes in to help, and we do manage to take it out. I think I'm actually just going for Thorn Mail at this point. I'm actually just starting to be a little goofy because in terms of a jungler, I'm that far ahead. I'm pretty big right now, so it's just 3,100 health, 300 armor, so that's pretty beastly. 426 when I pop my W, and Malphite gets a portion of his armor in attack damage. Forget what it is. It's his passive. No. There you go. This ability gains damage equal to 30% of Malphite's armor for the ground slam. So see, that's one thing I don't maximize on. That's one thing I don't maximize on Malphite, and I'm like, fuck it, I want this. I want this lizard. And now they're actually going to chase me. That was really bad. My hubris almost gets the best of me on this point. I flash, but I know it's not enough at that point, so I end up having to blow my ulti to get away. And yeah, my nephew came in for reasons beyond me. I thought he was coming in to try and help. Maybe thought we were going to turn and fight, but there were only two of us there. So he ends up getting taken out. So I want to go back and I want to get full health, full mana. With so much health, yeah, I bought, like I said, my home guard boots a while ago. They get our turret, but again, I know I can hold this turret, especially with Yorick. I don't want to let it drop. So yeah, but like I said, I don't maximize my damage by hitting my W and then doing ground slam. I often do ground slam and then W, which, of course, as I just said, is, bass backwards at this point. So I'm not doing my full damage potential. That's all I could say about it. So we lose the tier 2 tower. We're down to our base towers. Tower-wise, they have a lead with 2 towers. We're up ahead by 5,000 gold. A little bit of that is Baron and Dragon, but not all that much. It's mostly kills. We do pick off their middle tower. So they only have their bot lane tier 2 tower left. And red buff's up, so it's time to steal that. Bang, 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 bang. Takes a long time to damage stuff. And yeah, this is not looking well, but I still turn around, dive in with a very terrible ulti. But Vayne comes in. Nunu at this point, we're looking at just trying to put him away. And god damn it, I can't get close enough. And now, you can see the mental aspect of the game at this point. Yorick's here. I'm coming in this way. There's Nunu, Nami, Caitlyn, and Lux. Only Cho'Gath's out here, and Cho'Gath's going against Vayne and Ahri. Now, he might be able to kill Ahri through a chomp if he's able to get close enough, which, considering he's just done the knock-up, he might. Yeah? But, yeah, in comes Soraka to help as well. There's an Ignite, but there's the Silence. Now, while this is going on, Cho'Gath has just found himself in a 3v1 situation. And even though he's trying to kill Ahri, even if he accomplishes this, Vayne is going to destroy him. Yorick has just died, but at this point, it's just me. These guys have not turned around to truly fight me head on. So this is kind of the mental aspect, especially in a pub game. It's 3v1 right, it's 4v1 right now. I've driven 4 of these guys out with Yorick's help, and even though Yorick's just gone down, they're still mostly running away from me. They don't want to turn and fight me solo. Nunu can't afford to. Caitlyn can't do a lot of damage to me. And yeah, there you go. Ahri's badly hurt, but she's not out of the fight. And, in comes Vayne, who ends up taking quite a bit of damage just off that, but, she's got plenty of lifesteal. I'm still there. Soraka's still there. So, just 2 of us, me and Yorick, drove 4 of them out of the fight, leaving their tank completely exposed with nobody to help him. And that's the mental aspect of the game. Like I said, they know that I'm fed. They know that I can do a lot of damage. They know that I'm something to be scared of. But when there's four of them, the four of them could have turned on me and probably brought me down with very little trouble. Especially if they got a Lux lock on me. You know, the binding that Lux has. But it didn't work that way. So playing that mental aspect of just being the big bully, I'm not afraid of all, I'll take on your whole damn team, is truly playing in my favor. So I do pick up the Thorn Mail, and I pick up another Chain Mail. I have no idea what I'm trying to build at this point. So I'm going to clear out this nice bit of farm down here as Malphite. Don't need the experience anymore. Level 18. Again, we've gotten to the point where we could probably put an end to this game at any point. We just don't. This is not the pros. We're not pressing our advantage like we should. I think I'm checking the map. I'm not sure. I know that I'm just standing there right now. Oh, there we go. I come active again. They're trying to do dragon. Cho'Gath's there, and they do get the dragon, but at this point, it's kind of moot. We're just too far ahead. Our Yorick has suffered, but our Vayne is pulled ahead of Caitlyn, and caught up at least in terms of kills. Caitlyn's still got CS, so there's that. But again, Vayne, building a good Vayne. Look at this, all this attack speed in here. That helps with the proc of the bolts. Plus, with Cho'Gath, Blade of the Ruined King on top of the bolts is just a Cho'Gath slaughtering machine. Caitlyn, she does have damage, she does have lifesteal, but she's only got one Phantom Dancer. She's only got one source of attack speed. She doesn't have any armor penetration whatsoever. And with my W active, I have 550 armor. Without it active, I still get over 300 armor. She's not going to be doing a ton of damage to me, even with crits. So she's not building to help counter the biggest threat on the map to her in terms of getting into her face and forcing her to back up. She can't do a lot of damage to me. That means I can sit there and face tank her while my team brings down the rest of the team around her, or can just annihilate her. So, yeah, it's not helping her case at all right now. Ahri's nearly full build, and I'm closing in on a full build, and Vayne's not that far from one either. I'm looking to do a possible charge over the wall, but then I see, Vayne's and I have, I believe at this point, DC'd. And, oh, there we go. We finally come back, and it's almost too late, but I still managed to dive in. We do end up losing, oh no, I'm sorry. We got Cho'Gath. We got, let me back this up so I can go over this properly, yeah? So, despite DCing and despite being in trouble, I come in and I just dive straight in onto Caitlyn, the biggest damage. My ground slam doesn't get her, but she's forced to flash and running away. Now, right now, Cho'Gath's down. Cho'Gath's been taken out. Here we have Nami and Lux, low health. Nunu's gone down as well. So the only threat on the team, of course, is Caitlyn. So this is the one I'm focusing on. And you see, she's done no damage to me. She can't do anything. And she easily gets taken out. That was a really bad time to disconnect. So Lux does end up managing to pull out a double kill, but it's not going to matter. There she go. Ends up getting taken out. Ah, man. If I have to talk about my connection again, I think I'm going to murder somebody, so I'm going to try and avoid that. Yeah, I just wish it wasn't in somebody else's hands, that's all. So I walk back to the base. Again, I got 3,200 health, 3,200 and a half. I reconnect again, according to the game, although I'm pretty sure I've been in the game for a while already. I can't buy what I want yet, obviously, so I just come back out. But yeah, I've got almost 400 base armor at this point. I thought I was 3 something, but I have almost 400 base armor at this point. And Caitlyn is just now buying a Last Whisper. Just now. I'm concerned that they're trying to do Baron, but no, it's still there. You know, we both face check it. Nunu looked, I looked. So yeah, that team fight almost got cost to us, and that would have been a major, major problem had we not connected back quickly. Because they could have easily aced the team and maybe even pushed down the tower. So we got lucky in that respect. Now, major problem here, and this was miscommunication. We had 2 frozen hearts. Yeah, I should have gone Frozen Fist. So yeah, this was a major miscommunication problem. And again, you look over here, I'm not the only one. Nunu's got Bulwark, Nami's got Bulwark. So yeah, kind of the same. The jungler and the support on both teams had managed to build 2 of the same items, which is, you know, redundancy because they don't stack. It's great if one dies, it's still up, but... So we want to do Baron, although, you know, it's warded. They know we're coming. They take out the ward, and that didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to shoot Baron, but it's what ended up happening. But it's alright. It's Soraka. She can heal, and another one goes up. You know, another ward. We're dancing around at this point, doing the Baron shuffle. The staring contest, positioning contest, call it what you want. Oh, fight breaks out, and it's not going to favor the enemy team, not even close. Quick ulti, round slam, double kill. End up losing out on my triple kill, but that's okay. Continuing to pressure Caitlyn. I have no idea what Cho'Gath was trying to do. I'm not dumb enough to dive the tower with Cho'Gath and Caitlyn there, and I'm already half health. But, you know, the enemy team is suffering. They're looking to do Baron at this point. And, you know, might as well go back and help. Should have just really kept the pressure up on the tower, but I don't know if we would have accomplished anything, especially with Caitlyn coming back. You know, another free Baron. Well, I'm sporting 571 armor with my W active, 408 without it. Go nice, you know, smite on Baron. I have no idea why I step into the bush to teleport back. The other team's down. You know, at this point, I look back on these games, and I knew this in the game, but we could have taken this inhibitor eons ago. We could have pushed these towers and inhibitors eons ago. We're too strong and too far ahead of the enemy team. The longer we delay, the more we're going to possibly let them back into the game. You know, so this is not a great idea. We finally get this turret. Or was it this turret? Or was it one of our turrets? Because I thought that the purple minion destroyed the enemy turret. So that may have been our turret that fell, for all I know. But considering they all pushed back, yeah. So yeah, at this point, I'm goofing off. I got Atma's Impaler for the extra armor. And it grants me 41 bonus attack damage. Woo! And I also sold my Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and I got Guardian's Angel, you know, because, well, I want more armor. And this actually has a little bit of magic resist for Lux and Nami. So I do suffer on health at that point. I go from 3,200 to 2,700. You know, again, what are we doing? We have Baron. They have an open inhibitor. We should be pushing that. We should be destroying at this point. We need to push our advantage. And we were just conversing about that. We were just talking about that, and I've, you know, finally said, we look, we got Baron. We need to push. We need to end this. We don't want to let them back. At this point, one lucky team fight in their favor. They get one lucky ace, which can happen very easily. All it's going to take is to take being caught out of position to lose random and to lose Kilii in the fight. That's all it's going to take. And they could easily push down into our base through the turrets and take our nexus. Because we're at that point where respawn timers are so long, it's very, very easy to do that. We were trying to lure them into a trap, but it wasn't working. And there's Lux Laser again. So it comes at this point, I kind of get a base timer on Lux's ulti. Nunu's caught out of position. The Nami ult misses me, only gets Soraka, so that's a completely blown ulti as well. So there's no Nami ult, there's no Lux ult for the moment. And I'm kind of thinking in my head, just give me one opportunity. You know, just give me one opportunity. Now we're split pushing right up on their base. We're looking to take 2 inhibitors. You know, they can't defend everything. So they lose their inhibitor. They're looking to engage, but it's not going to go in their favor. We're just going to continue to pound away on this top inhibitor, and they're starting to be forced back, but at this point, it's too late. A quick dive in. There we go. Lux is down. Nunu's down. Cho'Gath's down. There's very little they can do to stop us. I'm looking to get Caitlyn at this point. I got so much armor. This turret's just nothing to me anymore. And there's not much reason for us to do this, but we do it anyways. Which I suppose it isn't bad, considering that if they did manage to push us out, there's nowhere they could go. But they've got way too much spawn time. There's only a Nami left, so we're going to just end up taking this. Again, I feel like it was a game that maybe went on too long, but in the end, you know, good enough. We get the win, and I actually go perfect on Malphite, 12, 0, and 14 with a full, if somewhat humorous build at the end. You know, like I said, the biggest threat they had on their team at one point was Caitlyn, but I easily countered her. Lux, although getting close to a full build, never fully made a comeback. Cho'Gath did really well in terms of farm and his build, but again, he wasn't a threat. He was the tank. He was more bruiser. Actually, he was more tank than even bruiser. You know, so his ulti and his CC was it. And Nami, there was only so much, you know, she can do as a support. So in the long run, it just didn't, you know, it didn't favor them. Our mid got too far ahead. You know, me being Malphite, too strong, especially versus their Caitlyn, who didn't build any armor penetration till very late in the game. And even though Yorick suffered, he still found ways to make himself very useful, split pushing, and, you know, generally being up there in front with me. You know, he didn't let the fact that he struggled in top lane get to him. And of course, Vayne, you hit that Vayne point, and even if you don't have a full build, even if you're behind the other ADC, you can still wreck the other ADC. And again, with their only tank being Cho'Gath, once you took him out, they had nothing to protect them, and Vayne's a perfect counter for Cho'Gath. And finally, their jungle, Nunu, he spent way too much time early on trying to make himself a nuisance in my jungle, and he paid for it. And he got too far behind, and he never became a factor in the game at all. You know, trying to gank, trying to harass, he got a little, you know, he got a few things in there here and there, but for the most part, he never became a factor in the game. So it kind of turned into a 4-on-5, and with how badly beat down Lux was early on, and the fact that she never truly came back and recovered in the game, it essentially turned into a 3v5. And that was just way too much for the other team to try and overcome. So that's going to be it for this game, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is One Big Bugger signing out, and I'll see you then.